Hi, fellow old farts. How are you? I uh, I have quite a show here lined up again. We've got some great people that are going to join us today, and in a few minutes, I'm gonna, after we talk for about a half hour, I'm gonna open it up and ask anybody that wants to join to jump in here, and so we're gonna have a couple guests for sure today, and then we'll move on. Like to thank everybody that's showing up already. So we're just getting started here. So we'll kind of wait for anything to get started here. Um, I keep looking over here because this is where my screen to show you stuff is. So I'm looking to see what I got ready there. Um, so the exciting news, I guess, of the day is that this Air 3 has got a solid date next Tuesday. Will be the announcement. And of course, that's still all anybody knows is that they're going to make an announcement on Tuesday. Whether you can go to Best Buy on Tuesday afternoon and pick it up, I don't know. Or if you can place an order for a month from now, I don't know. So I think that's what it's going to be there. I know most of you in the northern hemisphere are experiencing some extremely bizarre hot weather and horrible weather here at the moment. And I hear a lot of you in the southern hemisphere are experiencing some freezing weather and some ice and hail and all of that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a crazy situation here. So today I'm gonna we want to first of all we want to talk about some of the new things that are happening with old farts. Yeah, I'm gonna mention a few times today. Let me put it up on the screen that old farts with drone stuff is now set up. I can now ship international, and we have a method. It does cost you about $12 more than it would if you were in the United States. But we have the charcoal gray hat, the maroon hat. The color doesn't look right there. And a green hat with the red old farts with drones there. And we also, I hope the international audience is going to be watching. These are polo shirts with a pocket. I've always I've insisted that if we order a shirt, it's got to be a shirt with a pocket because I like pockets because I always got stuff I'm going to lose. So I'll show that a couple times today, but thank you all. I see we got a few people here. Hey, Mike is here. Michael Wright, and Wayne Akito Show is in here. Warren, not Wayne, Warren, and so we still have a variety of people to join us here, but that's wonderful. I'm glad you guys are here. So I also, of course, almost a regular now is Roger in Switzerland, the Swiss guy. And I'm going to bring him in first here, and I'm going to just say hello. And then Lance from the Pacific Northwest is here, and I got to I spy on him. He went live this morning, videoing a massive group of freeway connections there in Seattle, and we're going to show that image and some of his video from today there. So we want to do that, but let's first of all introduce Roger. Hi, Roger.
Hello, Bob. How's it going?
Good, good, good. How about you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Good, good. What's new in Switzerland?
Not much. Same as in the US. Terrible weather condition for drone pilot. Heavy thunderstorms, heavy winds, high temperature.
Yeah.
Last few 7 days, not really good to fly.
Wow. Wow. And very unusual for Switzerland, huh?
Yeah. And we got in the southern part of Switzerland, we have some really bad forest fires.
Ah. Yeah. I mean, is that normal? You have fires every summer?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
That's really irregular here in Switzerland that we have forest fires, as you know them to the US or Canada. That's in the media. We have it here every other year, but just small ones. But this one right now is since 1 week and still out of control.
Oh my goodness.
And it's in a city in Switzerland that is called Bitch. Yeah, it's true.
Well, that word has a few other meanings also.
No, it's really, the city in Switzerland is called Bitch.
Yes. Huh.
That's the name of the city, Bitch.
Okay. And I'm sure they are very proud residents there.
Of course they are.
Yes.
And they know what it means.
Yes, yes, yes. Probably from the time they're the 2 years old, they understand the
Yes,
meaning
sir.
of that, you know. Well, wonderful. Good, good, good. Our next person I want to introduce, he has been, a supporter of our show for a long time. And like I said, he was filming this morning in outside of Seattle. That was Seattle, I believe. I don't know, but we're going to bring in, not from school today. He is at home today. Here is Lance Canina. Yes, hi, Lance.
Yes, I am not at school today. Yes, summer vacation. Good.
Yeah.
How are you guys? How are you guys doing?
Good, good. Was that Seattle you were in?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah. So that was South Seattle. So it's called Dr. Jose Rizal Park, which is just south, it's Seattle. So yes, yeah. I got up early and went down to the waterfront and shot the waterfront. And I wanted to shoot the park last night, and I was going to meet a buddy of mine, and we were going to do it. In fact, Angel was also going to meet, so there's going to be 3 of us.
Oh,
and
okay.
Angel said, "Lance, there's a baseball game going on."
Uh-oh.
Which is 3,000 feet from launch at the place I wanted to launch. It's it's got to be 3 nautical miles. So
yeah, you got to be 3 miles away from a sporting event.
So that blew that out of the water. So we didn't go last night. And I thought, I'm going to get up early and go. So about 4:15, I packed my car up and went down to the waterfront, shot some sunrise shots.
How long does it take you to get there?
40 minutes.
You're in Yakima, right?
No, I'm in Tacoma. Actually, I'm in Federal Way, which is just south of Seattle, about 30-minute drive. So Yakima would be about a 2-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be a little further. But so got up early this morning, flew the Seattle waterfront. On the way back, I thought I'm going to go to the park and see what I can shoot. And it's, it's it's a sad state of affairs, but you know, it's kind of frightening to go fly on your own with the homeless population and, you know, just things that are happening. So I was real leery of going to the park by myself,
Yeah.
but I made sure that my head was on a swivel the entire time.
Yeah. And you
And
weren't flying with goggles on.
not flying with goggles on, no,
Yes.
because I
Yeah.
had the Mavic 3. There's no way I'd fly with goggles on by myself.
Yeah. No,
Because it's
me,
too
I
crazy.
have not yet attempted that.
Yeah.
You know, I've drugged my wife out into the driveway to try, you know, but I still have not tried to fly without somebody, you know, looking out for the drone to
Yep.
see that I don't absolutely lose it, you know. So
Exactly.
we have one more guest in the back room, and I'd like to bring her out. Louisa Casanova Winters. Louisa, if you haven't seen our previous shows, she is a certified Adobe instructor in pretty much every program that Adobe manufactures. And it seems to be growing every day. They come out with a new program. There's so many of them that I don't know. If you said the name, Louisa, I wouldn't know what it does. What does that program do? I mean, so I think maybe even just a little briefer on that would help everybody. But, and she is a superb commercial drone pilot in the Washington, D.C. area. Louisa Winters, there she is. Hi.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for having me back again. Yay. I love it here.
No, thank you. Thank you. We love having you on the show. And I kind of am getting a buildup of a regular panel here that I'm enjoying, you know, kind of thing. So Lance and I have been on shows together for almost a couple years now. I think it's you know, we've and Lance is in photography and videography instructor at a high school, and usually, and this show falls at his lunchtime, so many Wednesdays he gives up his lunchtime to join the show, and then he has to get off when his classroom that fills up with students.
Right. Well, we're lucky to have them. Get them while they're young. That's what I say.
Exactly. Exactly. And in fact, I am Adobe certified as well, and I train my kids to be Adobe certified. So I get 60 or 70 kids a year that get either certified in Adobe Premiere, Illustrator, or Photoshop, or the three big ones. I've gotten After Effects. A couple kids have gotten After Effects as well. So
that's wonderful. Good for you. I made the training for the Premiere Pro certification for Adobe, and I have a complete training also on After Effects on my YouTube channel. So I'm sure some of your kids could benefit from that.
Perfect.
Yeah. You have to check out her tutorials, Lance. I'm waiting for her Photoshop 24.7 beta. I am, I don't know. I mean, I hate to sound like I'm bragging, but I downloaded Digital Darkroom from the Knoll brothers on CompuServe onto that Macintosh back there. Yeah, that little black and white Macintosh back there. And that eventually became, Adobe purchased that from the Knoll brothers, and that eventually became Photoshop. And when I first started using Photoshop, and up until maybe Photoshop, before it went to CC, you know, I think I could say I knew every menu choice inside of Photoshop and what it did and why you wanted to use it. And I have to say, today, probably for the last 10 years, I can honestly say I maybe know about 30% of Photoshop and what those menu choices do. And I mean, the program has become like this unbelievable behemoth of stuff. So I'm trying to teach myself new stuff all the time, but
And Bob, I tell my kids, if you know 30% of Photoshop, you're an expert. I mean,
Right, you're
so
way ahead of the curve.
I mean, there is 100 ways to do one
right.
thing, and
yeah.
and that's what I tell the kids. I say, if you know 30%, you're doing darn good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So, Luisa, what do you think? I mean, is Photoshop going to get too big?
It already has. I mean, just with the whole advent of that AI generation, I think that's going to break into its own program to be a competitor, if you will, to Midjourney and the other image generations out there. I think it's brilliant the way that Adobe is doing it, because they're introducing you to this whole AI thing, like a morsel by morsel, little by little, as to not to spook people, to intimidate people into, oh, AI is going to take my job, oh no, but instead of, hey, just use AI to help you with your chores so that you can be better at it and faster, so you can spend more time doing other things like generating leads for your job or whatever it is that you want to do. Put your feet up and have your belly button pointing at the ceiling, whatever it is. So I think they're doing it really, really smart, but they are going to break it out into other pieces, and you already see it with all of the little Adobe, and I'll call them little, but there's nothing little about them. They're just newer and directed towards social media, and those came straight out of Photoshop. Even something like Adobe Rush came straight out of Photoshop. Everybody thinks, oh no, it came out of Premiere. No, it didn't. It came out of Photoshop.
Because you can edit video in Photoshop.
Exactly. You can. Well, friends don't let friends do that, but
no.
But you can. And in fact, most people don't realize that you can make
also hammer a nail with a screwdriver,
Yeah, and and with your phone, you could do it too. And, but most people don't realize that even now in Photoshop, you can create some really killer LUTs that you can later on use in Premiere Pro to just make fantastic color correction. And I mean color correction that Lumetri can't do, so because Photoshop has more tools, it has better tools for that. But anyway, yeah, I believe that Photoshop is going to continue to grow, and then other apps are just going to come out of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I say, I mean, I downloaded the beta. I think probably everybody has downloaded this beta, this 24.7, and I mean, my intention is when I have some downtime, I'm gonna pull up tutorials and open the program and kind of go back and forth before I dig deep in. I have to tell you, I did a interesting project, and I probably could pull that up here, but I got a photograph from 1952 that had been rolled up in a cardboard tube since 1954, and it still had an original 3-cent stamp on it.
Oh wow!
And the client, I think they said, you don't throw away that tube, and I was like, no. and I researched how to do this. I created a little humidity chamber and took this out of this roll, this photograph, and put it into this, not touching any water, but
Right.
just where it was sealed, and it would get humidity.
Right.
And eventually I started to see it unroll itself a little bit, and by the time it started to really unroll, I figured I could probably risk taping it to a flatbed scanner. And it was 20 inches wide by 10 inches tall.
Wow.
That was the original photograph. And so I had to do it in chunks on a flatbed scanner. And it was about 200 people in this photograph from, it was a wedding. And of course, there was a crack that ran directly right through the bride's face, a good size crack. So I downloaded the neural filters for photo restoration,
Right.
and I was shocked, truly shocked by how good it fixed most of that picture. There were some places I had to go in with the clone tool and and kind of reconstruct chunks that were totally missing, but for the most part, it was mind-blowing what Photoshop could do.
Right. That's amazing. I bet you the picture looks like $1 million now.
If you give me a moment here, I'm gonna try to see if I can pull it up here.
I'd love to see it.
What else is going on with you, Lance? Tell us.
So the so I love the new beta, and I love the new AI and kind of playing around with that. It's a lot of fun, but boy, it's definitely every version there's a new learning curve, right? Which is awesome. Like I said, I just finished flying down or up in Seattle this morning. I love my Avata. I got the Avata, DJI Avata, and I like it more than my camera drone. It's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it too. I got it last year, and oh my God, I have a blast.
And now I hear people talking, and in fact, I'm driving down the road, and I thought I could shoot that gap, driving, and I'm looking for old buildings to fly through. I found one down in Olympia, which is about an hour south of me. It's an old brewery. It's the Olympia Beer Brewery that isn't open anymore, and it's pretty run down. And I want to go fly through that building because it's all concrete now. There's no walls or anything. So that would be a lot of fun. So I'm going to take a buddy of mine, and we're going to go down next time he's off, I think, and we're going to try to go down and fly that. But always looking for gaps. Always looking for gaps.
Good for you. I just find that the goggles, and I don't know why, but they make me dizzy. Does that happen to you?
No,
Okay.
what makes me dizzy is if I'm standing and trying to fly. I've got to sit or lean.
I gotta sit too. See, I thought it was because I'm old, but no, I guess not.
Lean against the tree, lean against the car, lean against.
Right.
Yeah. I can't do it standing. But you see, kids, I have a young guy friend of mine. He's about 25, and he walks around as he does it. It's like, you're nuts. But he's got the balance.
Right. But you said the key word there, a kid.
Yeah.
Youth is wasted on the young. Come on, we know that.
Well, I wasn't planning on doing this, but let's try this. This is the photo here.
Okay.
Okay. So there's the bride and groom in the middle there. But I mean, this photo, I don't know if you can see all the other stuff
The
in there,
imperfections, you betcha. Yeah.
all the flares and
Scratches.
scratches, and I mean, there was parts over here that were completely missing, kind of thing, and I mean, cracks everywhere here. But
Right.
the scan. This is the scan I got. I have an Epson 1600. 16 something. It was one of the better scanners you could buy probably 20 years ago, or no, maybe not quite that long ago. But this is the before, and this
What an
is the
amazing picture, though. Could you
Wow.
imagine the history? Most of those people are gone, right?
Most of them,
Because
yeah,
most of them are gone. The babies are not, but they're old people by now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
most of those adults are gone. Could you imagine the history there? Oh my God.
This
It's
is from the
amazing.
wedding dinner of Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas, June 1st, 1952. And the photography company right there puts their mark on it,
Yeah.
So show us the missing part, Bob, in the left-hand side.
Huh?
Show us the left-hand side of the image where the missing chunk was out. I want to see
okay.
how that.
Yeah.
it.
Here in the restored one here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow. That is amazing.
That's where that chunks were missing.
Right.
So, but I mean, and I also tried to colorize this. It did work. The client thought it looked too fake, but but yes, these people are all gone. But
I love this. I mean, just the historical significance for these families, right? I mean, obviously they're at a wedding, so they're all friends or related or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, just from that, I can only imagine what it would be for me to find a picture like that with all of my ancestors in it. You know what I'm saying? This would be amazing. Sadly, I don't have one, but wow.
No, I was shocked. Oh, what happened? Roger dropped off.
Roger is having really bad storms, and the connection is really bad. So he wrote it in the chat. So he had to leave.
Oh, I had to leave. Yeah. We're having some heavy storms. I have a bad connection. Oh no. Okay, well, good. Yeah, it looks like it's from The Shining. I'm just looking at the chat here. Uncle Bob, who you met last time. Yes. Yeah, it does. Moss PS for the wins with Sills. FCP Final Cut Pro for video for me. Yeah, Moss Photography. I don't know who. I'm going to make you a moderator, Mr. Moss, because I like to have everybody as moderators. And that way that you can click the 3 dots at the end of the channel, and then at the end of your name in the chat, and then you can go directly to other people's channel. You can go directly to, if you see somebody making a comment there and you want to look at their channel and their videos, which we want to be sharing here with everybody, so that that you can do that. So please do that. I appreciate that. So nice to see you, Stephen Drones and Maddie. Thank you, Maddie. I'm glad you're there. Say hi to the kids for me. Tell them Santa Bob is thinking about them and making them happy, keeping them going. Ben, I just made you a moderator, and I think we got everybody there. So anyway, we wanted to talk a little bit about this photo contest that we're kind of trying to put together. And that's, we have not yet, we were hoping, I believe that we want to try and put together some rules today. And Lance, I think you can probably help with that.
Okay.
Roger is going to film about, we're hoping about 2 or 3 minutes of footage from Switzerland. He's at Lake Zurich is where his home. He can fly his drone from his home to the shore of Lake Zurich in Switzerland. And so we would like to, so he's going to produce some raw footage out of the camera just from his drone. He's got a Mavic 3 Cine, and he's going to produce some good footage, and we're going to have it in maybe like 30-second increments, 30 seconds of this shot, 30 seconds of this, 30 seconds, not just 2 minutes of one shot, so that everybody will be able to download that footage. And then we would like to, as just a kind of a semi contest, but more of a curiosity of watching how you color correct that. So what we want you to do is be able to do a screen capture of you in your video editor, whether it's Premiere, whether it's Final Cut, whether it's DaVinci, or there's CapCut and some of these other ones, or Luminar. I think Ron Brown is going to do Luminar Fusion on an iPad. He's going to show us how that works. So we want to see that that everybody, how you go about it. What's your first step? What do you do first? What do you do second? How do you finish? What's the last thing you do when you're color correcting a piece of video? So and then we're going to come up with some gifts and prizes for people that are participating. And I know Louisa has already secured some gifts from Adobe, which we're very appreciative. Adobe, I hope you're listening. And we are also made contacts with DJI, and I am speaking with them on Friday again. So and Roger has already had a conversation with DJI, but we are in communication there, and hopefully we're gonna have something to do. What anything you would like to add to that, Louisa? How should we, should we like put some steps out to ask people to follow?
So I think that the, quote unquote winners, finalists, whatever, should be elected by popular vote, like vote for the one that you like the most,
Okay.
And then the one with the most votes wins, right? And wins whatever it is. And then the other ones are finalists. And then, we have as many finalists as prizes, And I like the idea of having the screen grab, the screen capture of how they're doing it, because then this becomes educational for everybody. And I really mean for everybody, because, I may have been doing this for many, 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 many years, but there is always something to learn, because we all do things differently. We all perceive colors differently. And I would love to see what your process is, or what Lance's process is, or what Roger's is, or, just looking at the chat right now, or what Johnny's process is, or any of them. I would love to see that, because I know I can learn. So I don't really have anything as far as rules go. I think download whatever you want and color corrected whatever you want. But I do have a question. Are we color correcting this, or are we correcting it and grading it?
Oh, tell us the difference.
Okay. So color correcting something is making sure that the colors are accurate to what it was with real life, you know? So that the skin tones are, if you're shooting people, are quote unquote normal human, that, the grass looks like grass, that the sky looks like the sky, that the water looks like water, right? That would be color correcting, make sure everything is correct. Color grading, on the other hand, is when you put a little bit of artistry in it. As we all know, colors affect mood.
Yes.
So grading would be processing it in a way that it could look natural or it couldn't. Doesn't have to look natural, but it communicates an idea. So color grading is far harder than color correcting because it requires artistry, while the other one, the first one, would be just artisany, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Getting it to reality, and then taking it out of reality. A dark scene in a movie, will have a cool cast, a blue kind of cool cast to it. I mean, a bright beach scene will have more of a warm cast.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So Bob, hey, I put a link in the private chat if you want to show that. This is color grading, and it's almost an HDR effect, or not quite, not as strong as HDR, but I shot this morning, and it's on Kula. It's my 360 of downtown Seattle.
That's beautiful, Lance. This is gorgeous.
So, that would be color grading. That would be something that those oranges really aren't that pronounced in the shot that I took. But I took liberties in Photoshop to create that.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
This is gorgeous.
I'm bringing it up right now.
Beautiful.
And I don't know how to do this in Kula.
So I do it in Photoshop.
Yeah.
And then so I do all my color correction or whatever I need to do on my 360. So I open up the 360 image and I do it in Adobe Camera Raw. Adobe Camera Raw and Lightroom, relatively the same thing. Lightroom has a couple more bells and whistles, but I'm an old fart and I know Adobe Camera Raw much better than I knew Lightroom, even though I'm a photographer. I don't use Lightroom very often. I use Adobe Camera Raw because then I can go right into Photoshop, and you can in Lightroom as well. But Photoshop does things that Lightroom does not do. And as a photographer, you might not need Photoshop. But as a creator, I need Photoshop to add text, to add, there are just so many other things you can do that you can't do in Lightroom. So I do it in Adobe Camera Raw, which is basically a sidecar of Photoshop.
Yes.
And then I do all my color correcting in Adobe Camera Raw. I open it in Photoshop. If you scroll up, you'll see my logo. So look at the ceiling. So scroll up, you'll see my logo at the top of the.
So click and drag down, Bob.
Click and drag down.
There you go.
So so I add my logo as well. So there's just things
the logo
that you
at
can
the
do.
top of the seas, the top of the sky there. I see.
And so just things like that. So that's kind of what I do. Is I open it in Photoshop. As soon as I open it in Photoshop, I open it in Camera Raw. I do all my color corrections there. I do the contrast. I do the gosh, now I'm drawing a blank. My blacks. I do my shadows. Everything there is that I need to do, I'll do in Camera Raw. And there's usually 4 things that I always do in Camera Raw. Is I'll do contrast, clarity, blacks, and vibrance. Those 4 things I always do at some point. I'll do some shadows. If it's too dark, I'll pull the shadows up. I might have to do whites and as well, but and then sometimes saturation. If there are people in it, I don't do saturation because saturation changes people's skin tone. Vibrance does not change people's skin tone, which is kind of cool. And then sometimes I'll play with texture and dehaze. It just depends. But that's kind of what I do. And then I open it up in Photoshop. It does my color corrections for me. And then I do my save at, and I always do 12 when I do my Kula, because you want the best resolution possible when you're uploading it to Kula and give the 360 look. I don't like using Facebook for my 360s. It's nice. There's one nice thing about using Facebook for your 360s. You don't leave Facebook. You can view it right there. The bad thing is you can't zoom in. You can't. Kula is just a much cleaner interface.
360 look. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to go.
Are you familiar with this, Louisa?
I'm not familiar with Kula at all, but I think I'm going to start using it.
Kula is, we did a show almost exclusively on Kula. Yeah.
Right. No, I can see it's very good. So Lance, how do you stitch these?
So the nice thing is when you go to, I've got a Mavic 3. I also have the Mavic Mini 3 Pro, which they stitch them together in a JPEG.
Okay, so the drone is stitching it for you. Okay.
The drone is stitching it for you. However, you can, it creates a separate folder called Panorama. And it drops in 26 images, DNG images in that folder.
Right.
You have to stand on your head, close your left mouth, close your left eye, stand on your right foot, twirl 3 times to get it to work. I mean, it's too much of a hassle for me because you've got to use your phone. So I never use the DNGs. I wish they would make it easier to edit and stitch together, but I haven't figured it out yet. So I just use the JPEG.
Yeah, I use an app called PTGUI that will stitch the DNGs automatically. And then it gives you the already stitched DNG, which you can then open in Camera Raw in Photoshop and then do all of your corrections. So I was curious only because this actually works. It looks really fantastic. So this was a JPEG that you opened in Camera Raw. It's amazing. I am very impressed. This looks like $1 million. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can zoom in and out on it too. I mean, that's and which really makes a difference here. I had Rainier over here.
There's Rainier right there.
That you can mount. Rainier is sticking its head out there, kind of thing. But very good. This is this morning at in the waterfront here, right?
Yes.
Lance? This was this morning, right?
That is the Seattle waterfront. That is correct. And I launch right. You see the Great Wheel.
Yeah.
I launched just north of the Great Wheel. In fact, I almost launched right where I'm shooting, practically, except for not in the water, on the land. And I take it out and get my 3. And this is at 350 feet at the Great Wheel, where you see the Great Wheel right there, the Ferris wheel. Any farther toward Rainier, you can only fly at 100 AGL.
Okay.
Until the wheel, you can go up to 400. So it drops pretty drastically, pretty fast. So I never fly.
So you were right down here by this marina?
I was right down there. In fact, a cruise ship came in while I was there this morning. In fact, you see it out there. If you look real close, you see the cruise ship. It's really tiny, but it comes right in and docks right here.
Wow.
And I got a video of that this morning as well. So I hung out here for about an hour this morning.
Oh, that's a perfect spot.
I went to Dr. Jose Rizal's park. So yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very cool. Wonderful. And Louise has been shooting animals. I have been watching these birds and bunnies and all kinds of
shorts, all kinds of stupid little things, but I enjoy them,
Oh yeah, no, I enjoy watching them too. That's that's what we've been we've been kind of connecting here, and so I just subscribed, and every time she posts a an image. I take a look at it. I have been very impressed there. So, oh, good. So let me see. I don't know how many people we got watching here, but oh, and I see that Dre has just showed up, and Joe Fotoleo is out there. Hiya, Joe. We're talking about our color correcting contest. I guess we'll call it a contest, and we'll pick a winner here. But we really are trying to see how other people edit color, and I think that that's going to help everybody. We'll post all of these videos on Old Farts with Drones on our YouTube channel. We hope that you can screen capture yourself color correcting, capture the window that you're using to correct. I know if you need a tutorial on screen capturing, you can we will I think we'll have a couple tutorials how to do that. And on an Apple, it's pretty simple. You use the QuickTime application. I use another application called Snagit, which is what is their other program? Camtasia.
It's a TechSmith. The company is called TechSmith.
TechSmith, yes.
Right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I use them. I've been using that for years. I mean, they have that's been in my my menu bar for a long time, that I want to capture this, and there may not be any other method, but Snagit, I can get everything, video, audio, everything.
Love Snagit.
Yes, it's been one of my go-to tools, that's for sure. Yeah. So anyway, there's multiple ways of capturing your screen while you're working, trying to color correct. And what we'd like to do is see you color correct at least a 30-second segment of the same video footage, that we're going to have everybody use the same footage. And so we can see, and we can learn. I don't think it's just going to be selfish to say, oh, you're the best and that's it. No, I think, we learn. Louisa, you mentioned you're always learning. And I know, Lance, you've learned something from your students.
Yes.
I taught graphic design for 18 years here in Southern Nevada. And there was not a semester that I did not learn something new from one of my students. It is, I would tell them that too at the beginning of the year, said, I don't know everything, but I'm going to teach you how to learn what you need to know, and that was the, that was kind of my MO there. Is I wanted to make sure that, when most of the time when kids ask me questions, I would say, look it up and then tell me the answer. Okay. And that helped both of us learn, what it was. So even if I knew what the answer was, I didn't want to tell them, so.
I tell my kids every time I sit down on an Adobe piece of software, my goal is to learn one new thing, because there's so many things to know. And that's what I'll do is oh gosh, I didn't know you could do that. And and that's kind of how you kind of progress in the software, because it is complicated. It's not for those that don't want to, figure out how to do some of the things. You've got to put a little effort into it.
Yep. I've pulled up Louise's tutorials, and I've learned something every time, every single time, kind of thing that was not in my brain cells yet, you know.
Can
kind
you guys put that in the chat? Can you guys put the link in the chat?
Yeah. Let me put it.
I think Louisa, I think I'm following you on YouTube, but I'm not positive. I'll have to
Hold on.
Yeah, and put your channel as well, because I'd love to follow people. So, you know, just let me know.
Here's Louisa's YouTube channel, at Louisa Winters, and let me copy that. Can I? Yeah. Copy and drop that into the chat. Okay, it's in the chat. I just posted it in the chat.
Okay.
And Lance, can you post yours in the chat?
Yeah, I'll have to look.
Okay. Good. Well, wonderful. So now we got we got 16 people watching, which is our high for today. So I want to do if you both of you don't mind, I'm going to pause you for a second here, and I'm going to do a commercial. Okay. All right. This is my commercial here. Hang on.
And I just added my link. Okay.
Okay. Lance's link is up. I have been asked for 2 years about this, and now it's now working. Okay. Old farts with drones, hats, and I buy hats that purposely look like an old fart would wear this kind of hat. Okay. So a maroon, green, there's a khaki one too that I'm out of. This is like a hunter green. And then polo shirts, high quality polo shirts with the embroider and a pocket. I always want a pocket on my shirts. So today I've got a different shirt on that doesn't have a pocket, but if I have a choice, I want a pocket. But we just started, we figured out that there's a way I can do this through the post office. It costs $12 extra to ship it outside of the United States. But we have tested it out, and I have already shipped a few items outside of the United States, and they've arrived safely. And so I'm thrilled to death we have an audience, not all here, not all on YouTube sometimes, because it's a different time zone there. It's about 8 p.m. in the UK right now, and it's later as we move further away. And in Australia, let me see here, it's almost 6 a.m. 6 a.m. tomorrow in Australia. So in Melbourne. So anyway, and it's 4 a.m. in Shanghai. Okay. So anyway, but so that we are capable now of getting products out to everyone. And I'd love to see some orders come in. And obviously we're going to increase, that part of the biz, I hope, here. And maybe I'll make a buck or two. I haven't made a dime yet, but that's okay. Good. So that's the end of the commercial. I'm bringing it back, Louisa, and bringing back Lance. And so we can further the conversation. And I think at this point in time, it's probably a good time to open our channel up to anybody that wants to jump in here. We're almost been on an hour. So in the chat, I just posted the StreamYard link, And so if you have a webcam and all you need to do is click on that link and give your browser permission to use your camera and microphone, and you can jump on here and chat with us. And I know every single person in this chat knows how to do this. So if anybody wants to jump in with us, please do. Are you going to get this Air 3, Louisa?
So, I'm addicted to drones, right? So if it comes out, I usually just buy it. So, yeah, I know. So other women buy shoes and purses. I buy drones. and I wear the same shoes and the same old shirts. And I don't even own a handbag. So yes, probably. Don't tell my husband. But
okay. Oh.
So yeah, I'll probably get it. The specs are amazing, aren't they?
It seems, it really does seem like a leap from the Air 2S, right. Which it has been, I'm a licensed, I'm a 107 pilot in fact, I had to do my second renewal here recently, but I'm not really making a lot of money flying drones, so so I really don't need, but I want is different story, so it's going to be tough to turn that down. I think that looking at what's coming up here, looking at what it could offer. And I so far I haven't seen, is there higher nits on the controller?
I haven't seen. I don't know. That's a really good question.
I
hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I have to tell you, I use a Triple Tech 8, that for the majority, when I'm connected to the RCN1, I use a Triple Tech connected to that. And in Nevada here, I still need to put a sun hood on the Triple Tech, so and the Triple Tech's what, 1,200 nits, I think. And
something like that. Yeah.
And I mean, still, and iPhones, in Nevada, sometimes I'm in the car for 10 minutes.
You can't see this.
And I can't see it in the car. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm in a car with air conditioning on.
Right.
I can't see my phone,
Right. I use a Crystal Sky with like my Mavic 2 Pro and that sort of thing. And it looks good and it's pretty bright. But under the Dominican Republic Caribbean sun at midday, you can't see anything. I mean, and everybody is like, oh, put a hood on. Yeah, it doesn't work. Hoods don't work. Nothing works. You just can't see. So I am truly hoping that this Air 3 will have a brighter screen. So, I haven't seen anything about it, but I will definitely Google that.
More antennas. I understand that this 04 transmission is going to give us a stronger signal here, and I'm not. Yeah. Oh, that's your hood thing. Yeah.
Bob. This is for my RC. I'm sure I think you have one, don't you, Bob?
Yeah, I have a different one than that.
Yeah, I have something familiar. Something similar. Something similar to that. Not that. But
I'm in Seattle, where the sun comes out 3 days a year. So we don't have that problem.
Right.
And I mean 3 days because I don't want anyone to move here. We're already our freeways are already too packed.
I love Seattle. Are you kidding me? It's one of the prettiest cities in America. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
We all do. I love Seattle too.
Oh, yeah.
I've have a Seattle story. I got a private tour through the boathouse, through Dale Chihuly's boathouse, and me and Audrey, we got to Audrey photographed an installation for Dale Chihuly here in Las Vegas,
Very
and
cool.
and she had to deliver the photography, and we did it from. She went like every other day and photographed this installation of this beautiful chandelier, a Chihuly chandelier, and so she went to deliver it, and they gave us it was us and one other person were in the place. They were blowing glass that day, though. I got to stand and watch. There's a half a dozen guys there blowing glass, and it was amazing watching the process there. How are you, Bob?
Doing great, Bob. How you guys?
Good. What you been shooting today?
I'm trying something different. Okay, what's going on is I'm shooting for the 4,000 watch hours in YouTube.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Which is a lofty goal to say the least, because I'm not producing any content that's controversial or clickbait or anything like that. I'm just flying my drone and trying to edit a bit and then put it up there. So
Yep.
I'm searching around, and you go to a lot of these YouTube channels and they give you the, watch my video for 45 minutes and you'll know everything to get your YouTube channel. And it's like you got to be a rocket scientist to be able to follow all the steps these guys do. Create a script, find your location, check your, I'm an old guy. So, I just want to go out there, have fun, fly my drone. And then one day maybe get, it's not the monetized, it's just a goal. So,
Yeah.
so
I understand.
yeah. So I'm looking and looking. I finally found a channel. This guy talked, and he wasn't saying it'll work, but he said, here's something you can try. And that's why I want to apologize to everybody right now is they said, you need to produce 30 shorts in YouTube in a period of 1 month. So you've been seeing me put a short in your channel, Bob, every day.
Okay.
I put my 7th one in there already. Now,
All right.
I'm trying, and it is when I'm looking at my analytics for my channel. Right now, I'm up 2.4K views more than I usually get.
Okay.
And my watch time is up 29.6 more hours than I usually get. And I'm up 33 subscribers, and that's 3 more than I normally get over this same period of time.
Uh-huh.
So, and they said just keep going until you get through the 30 days, and that's why I just came on to apologize to everybody that's going to be seeing my shorts every
He's
day.
going to be spamming us all, with his drone videos.
Shorts work, but just so that you know, they don't count towards your public view hours. So I'm on the same boat, right? And I post about 10 shorts a day.
Wow.
So daily. And I have almost 1 million views. But I don't have 4,000 public view hours.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Wow. You have 1 million views, but you don't have 4,000 hours.
But no, I have way over more over 4,000 hours. But hours and public view hours are different. So for monetizing, you need 4,000 public view hours, and the shorts don't count at all towards that goal. But they give you subscribers, they give you views, and you can cross-promote your video with the shorts. So they do work. I love shorts. That's why I publish so many.
Yeah, I'm trying it because, it gets frustrating because I've got about 740 videos out on my YouTube channel.
Right.
And people that I know that are very good at their drone channels think that my channel is, under promoted or whatever you want to call it. And the thing is, I've talked to advertising companies, and they charge you a pretty penny to promote your
Oh
YouTube.
yeah, no, don't do that. But let's fix some of that today, Uncle Bob. What's your YouTube channel? Let's subscribe to you.
Yes.
Drone flying with Uncle Bob.
Drone flying with Uncle Bob. Let's do it.
Well, thank
Hang
you.
on.
My pleasure.
Okay. Yep. We got. Oh, I see. Bill Thomas is in here. Please watch us tonight. Bill Thomas, we're on at 5:30. He's asked me to be a guest on his
Nice.
show every week. I have to tell you, that is the most fun show because at a drop of a hat, we go off on another tangent altogether,
Yeah.
and then we go off on another one, and then we come back to a topic, and then we're off on something else. It's quite a good, fun roller coaster ride, and I enjoy it tremendously. So it's on at 5:30. Drone Therapy, Coast to Coast Drones is the channel. So please jump in there. Yep.
Did you put that on the chat, Bob?
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, you're doing it right now. Okay.
Yeah, hang on.
Excellent.
I'm making Jeff Norman. Jeff, I'm adding you as a moderator right now. And remote flight. Yes, 1200 gets yes, he's talking about the controller. We definitely want that controller to have more nits, have more brightness. That would put me over the edge buying that new drone if that new controller was high, much higher, nits, and I could see it better, kind of thing. Let me see. Lance, I got Lance's channel is now in the chat, and let me get Uncle Bob here. I want to put you in the chat, or I'll put you up on the screen too. Where are you, Uncle Bob?
Well, no, all I'm coming in for is, I appreciate everybody's help and everything, but I'm just mainly coming in saying, sorry, guys, you're going to be seeing a lot.
Coming in to apologize. Oh, no. No problem. No, I'm looking for, did you chat anything here? No. Hey, lurking. I'll try to stay awake. Alan at Drone Views Media. I think my favorite drone video guy. I don't know if anybody, Louisa, have you seen Drone Views Media?
I have not.
Alan in Dublin does the most cinematic, wonderful videos of mostly the Irish coastline. And I am, obviously named Dempsey. My DNA tells me I'm 68% Irish, but I have three great grandparents born in Ireland, and so it's I certainly feel great watching his videos, but yep, all good. So, anyone else got anything they want to talk about or promote here? Louisa, we want to make sure everybody knows your channel.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I already subscribed.
I'm going to be publishing probably today or tomorrow a new video on how to create extraordinary drone shots. So not just showing you the shot, but actually how to make it, what makes a drone shot good, what doesn't make it good, that sort of thing. And eventually I'm going to create explaining filters better. I think that people have a good idea of what it does, but they're not quite clear on what's the difference between an ND4 and ND8, 16, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And and little by little, between that and After Effects and Premiere, hopefully I'll build up to my 4,000 hours. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's hard,
yes, it is.
It's hard.
is your best drone shot? It's multiple movements at the same time?
Actually, I just go through a whole bunch of shots that I divide into a single finger technique. So I just a single finger, well, a no finger technique. Everybody misunderstands the importance of a hover. Just let it, just let it
Let
go.
it stay. Yeah.
Let it stay, hover.
Video
So
what's below it.
then a one finger technique, an ascend, a descend, a slide, another slide, then two finger techniques, then three finger techniques, then timing it. Those are a little bit harder and they require practice. But I always say it doesn't require any practice to just push your finger up. I mean, that's it. Just it's a one finger technique. Push or pull. It's simple things. It's just, I find that people try to do too many things. And then it becomes confusing. The shot, the purpose of the shot is not clear. And it leads to a lesser quality video than if you had just used one finger and finished the shot, then go to the next one, And so that's pretty much what I discuss on this video, which again, I'll publish either today or tomorrow. But it's very simple and it's aimed at really at the beginner. It's nothing complicated.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah.
I think that's really good, especially for old farts here. There's a lot of us that, I'm still trying to find a doctor to give me a shot in this finger here because, it wasn't, I'm mostly thumb, on my drone. But now that I got what's it called? Motion 2 controller, I got to use my finger here, and it's like, well, it's hurting.
You've been flying with a stick? That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I've tried this Motion 2 controller. It's a challenge. It's definitely different, but and I just need to get out there more with it. That's all. And that's the idea, is just getting out there more and getting to where I feel comfortable with it, I think.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Remote Flight says he's looking forward to seeing your shot sheet here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good. All right. Anybody else have questions?
Bob, real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you suffer with arthritis at all.
Yeah.
This stuff that my pain doctor gave me, it's all herbal, but all my arthritis pain is gone. And this is what it's called right here. Oops.
Turmeric.
Turmeric.
I'm gonna write that down too.
Yeah. This stuff.
It's a pill or it's a cream or what is it? It's a pill.
You take one little pill like this every day.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it in the morning, and it like after a week, all my arthritis pain went away.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So,
wow.
And because it was getting to the point where I couldn't sleep at night because my knees would hurt, But now I can sleep at night and I can walk.
I've had a couple injections in my hands, where they inject cortisone in you.
Right.
But, I mean, it works. It takes it away for, months or years, actually. And, but yeah, it's creeping up on me, it's getting more and more.
If you try
it.
Yeah, try that. You'll be amazed.
Okay.
But after like your 7th day of taking it is when you'll start noticing it.
Okay.
So,
yeah, no, I definitely, I went to my doctor. In fact, somewhere on this desk is his card. The doctor, the last one I went to, and I called for an appointment. They said, "We're sorry, he closed his practice and moved to Oregon." It's like, what?
Oh no!
Me and my wife were going to him, and you got to find somebody else, Yeah.
So I ordered that turmeric thing already.
Oh,
Gotta
good.
love Amazon. You gotta love Amazon. It's
Oh,
one
yeah, no,
click
it's-
and you got it.
Yeah.
Instant gratification, you know.
Oh, I'm
Right.
waiting till as soon as I get off.
No, but this stuff, I think, it's worked wonders for me. Did you get it from it's called Orthomolecular Products? That's the name of the company.
Give me just 1 second. I think so. Orthomolecular, yes.
Okay, good.
From Merrick, 30 caps.
30 caps, and it's
Right. Yep. That's it.
Okay, I'm writing that down. I got it.
You guys will love it. It's been a godsend.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. If you didn't get anything from this show,
You
uh,
how to take care of
arthritis,
arthritis.
I don't believe
you
it.
know, yes.
It's like if you got nothing, get this.
Oh, cool. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap up here. Thank you all. I really appreciate you coming on. Lance, any last words there from the Great Northwest?
I'm going to go shoot. There's a very popular hamburger place in this Washington State called Dick's Burgers. And the original one was in Seattle, and they've expanded a little bit. They're expanding. They have one in Federal Way that's going to open the end of the month. So I'm going to go shoot this afternoon and do a waypoint and do a hyperlapse. The lines are like 2 blocks long every time they open a new one. I mean, so the day they open at the end of the month, I'm going to shoot a night shot of a hyperlapse and a waypoint and show the line. So I'm going to put that together. It'll be a couple weeks before it's finished. But it'll be
Love
fun.
it.
Cool. There's so many great ideas of what to do with a drone. You don't have to just take a picture of your driveway, which I enjoy doing my driveway too.
Why not?
But
I shoot my backyard every once in a while, but if I stayed there, then I think I would get bored.
Yeah. Yes. We like getting out. All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bob.
We'll see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for
everybody.
tuning in. I'll be 5:30 tonight, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern, Coast to Coast Drones. The show is called Drone Therapy, and we all know drone is therapy,
Yes,
and
sir.
I appreciate it all. All right,
Thank
everyone.
Hey, bye, everybody.
Thank you all. All right.
Cheers.